This is a serious request from me to all Christians in Ireland. I want you to have a look at the new legislation that was passed last week, and specifically the blasphemous libel bill. I want to remind you of the wording of this bill. Blasphemy will be defined as the publication or utterance of blasphemous matter. Defined as, and you need to be very clear on this, this is the legal definition of the word, not the word according to your religion, but the legal definition of the word. As matter that is grossly abusive or insulting in relation to matters held sacred by any religion, for example, your religion, thereby causing outrage among a substantial number of the adherents of that religion, and intended by the publication of the matter concerned to cause such outrage. Now, that is clear, right? I want you to consider this. Dermot Ahern, in his defense of this legislation, in defense of his decision to push this legislation through the door, stated the following. Now, this is a statement made by somebody who has had a long time to very carefully consider the implications of what he was doing. This is not an off-the-cuff remark by somebody who should know better, who should have thought twice before they opened their mouth. This is something that was very, very deliberate. And you know what it was? Dermot Ahern, in defense of his decision to push this legislation through the door, stated very clearly that he had deliberately and very carefully drafted this legislation with the purpose to ensure that conviction on the basis of this legislation would be virtually impossible. Now, I am asking you, the Christians of Ireland, to consider this, that a minister who has drafted legislation that is, on the face of it, designed to protect your religious sensitivities, publicly admits that this legislation was carefully designed to be as ineffective as possible. Now, I am not a Christian, I am an atheist, but you are a Christian. And I would imagine that if you heard that, you would feel outraged. Would that not cause outrage with you? And considering the fact that this man has had months to consider his legislation, do you not think that stating this in public was intended to cause outrage? So I urge you, Christians of Ireland, to consider this very carefully and consider whether it mightn't be a good idea for you to sue Minister Dermot Ahern on the basis of his own legislation. Just a thought.